Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be recapping what I spent in the month of May. So I'm just going to go ahead. I already went ahead and I reconciled all my bank accounts, making sure all my numbers match. I'm going to go ahead and see what I can move for the month of June. Any overspending anywhere or stuff that I needed to spend on. All my accounts look pretty decent. They're okay. Keep having to switch around my budget because I want it to be the most functional for me. So I felt like I was having too many categories and subcategories, and it was making it a little bit confusing when I went to go look for something. So I just went ahead and I kind of divided everything by different sections. So I'm just going to quickly go through how I divided them now. So for future videos, it's not confusing as to, wait, that wasn't there last time. So I went ahead by the end of this year. These are my goals by the end of this year. And then just quickly, these are a couple of my goals. Expenses. So these are things that obviously I spend on a weekly basis. And obviously gas is something that I need to spend weekly and so forth. Then I made a monthly expense and I kind of like grouped them not in like I grouped them in a specific order. So for instance, like the car stuff goes there, then the loans, then kind of like my nail stuff and so forth. That's my monthly expenses. I went ahead and I put adult life, everything I need to have budgeted for to be a successful adult in my eyes. It's everything I need to be a successful adult I have under adult life. Then of course I have my fun life, which is like random possible activities that I could do for fun. So of course I have a bunch of different varieties there and just gonna budget them. I did see in the comments about thinking a week ahead, so I'm just gonna start budgeting thinking of next week instead of the week I'm living in. Of course, not leaving any of my payments like not paid, of course, but also keeping in mind what I'm doing next week so I can budget according. And then I have my better life, which I've moved my savings into here because I'm guessing like the way that I see is having savings is to better my future. So that's what I have. I did keep my giving because I wasn't sure exactly where to put it, so I went ahead and just left it. And I have my sinking funds. These are some of the things that I need to just have there in case I need in the future. I have my areas of vacations where I possibly want to go in the next 5 years. And I have my future, which would be like when I'm an adult, like adult, not like almost adult like right now. So that's the new recap on here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and see, not this one. This is what I spent in the month of May. Now this is not an ideal spending of mine. You'll see right now when we go into more detail why I spent this much in the month of May, which probably will be different in the month of June. Hopefully I don't spend, my goal is to spend less than $3,000 a month in like expenses that I don't really need. The rest I'm going to put into debt. Like I'm just, that's my ideal. So let's start with the highest one, which is adult life. And now looking at it, you see why it's so much. I had to pay for my school. Then in the stuff I forgot to budget for, it was a couple drinks out with friends, stuff, hair products that I forgot to budget for that I really needed at the time. Then for clothing, I got a dress from H&M, and of course my life insurance that I got, and parking. So that would be for my adult life. Now going into my monthly expenses for the month. Majority went to my loan. I'm actually pretty proud that I managed to almost get $950 paid off for the month of May, which is like very motivating. Then I went ahead and I did $200 more than what I normally would have put for my mom's loan because I'm just trying to get the loan down. Then of course my regular car payment, a couple Target trips, subscriptions. No, that's interest charged. My goal moving forward is to have no interest charged on any credit cards, just constantly paying them off, because this is money that I could have used for something else. Subscriptions, the regular subscriptions, and the one that I paid the least on was my dad's loan, which once I tackled this one, going straight to this one. So that covers the monthly expenses. Now to the weekly. The weekly is a little bit different because it consists more like of stuff I buy on a weekly basis that does not get charged once a month, of course. But here's kind of going with groceries and coffee. Coffee, I spent a lot of money on coffee, but because I had to buy for a gathering that we had, so that's why my coffee is more than what I expected. I hope that my coffee on average is like under $100 possibly, but this is ridiculous for me. Even I think this is ridiculous, but it is what it is. I can't go back and change it. I can only move forward and be better. Then for hidden categories is something that I had to adjust, that I messed up on something, but we're just gonna ignore that. Then for my giving, I went ahead and I did donations, and then it was Mother's Day. So I spent the least on was Better Life. I went straight 50-50, and I invested $10 in Robinhood and $10 in Fundrise, which is a property investment place. So now going versus my income, I'm gonna adjust this for the month of May. My income, it's not an accurate income because this month, the month of May, was when my loan was deposited, so it's not at all an accurate number at all. So I'm really not basing much on this. I mean, the most accurate one would be my direct deposit and some other cashback money and some other payments that were made, but this is not a proper number. Overall, obviously this number would be in savings ratio, but I really feel like I would be in the negative, not gonna front. Because of school and all that stuff, I probably will not be it. And now that I've gone over my sources of incomes, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my debt reduction. I do plan on having a different plan going forward for the month of June. So these are my updated debt. So if we go to my monthly tracker, this is the balances for the beginning of June. So the beginning of May obviously didn't have my loan. So now going forward, this is the debt that I have at the beginning of June, and I'm going to be updating at the beginning of every month to see how far along we moved through the month. Now, my monthly savings tracker, this one's a little complicated. So I saw you would, for 100 days, well, these are obviously the days. For 100 days, you deposit either in two, like counting in twos, going forward, and by the end of the 100 days, you will have the $10,000 in 100 days. So I'm gonna try my best to do this. Maybe I won't be able to do it every single day, but I'm gonna try at least every other day because it's better than nothing. And I feel like this could be really, really good for me in the long run. So if we look, going back to the monthly tracker, this did not change. If anything, it got worse because this got inputted. But I feel like I've made a couple dents in certain things. My sister did finally pay off her debt. Very grateful for that one. Right now, my net worth is terrible. Thank you. Right now. Right now, this year, my net worth ending in May went down due to the loan that I got, but I'm hoping that it's gonna keep increasing my net worth instead of decreasing. And I hope you guys enjoyed my short recap of what I've spent in the month of May. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.